So did anybody else see the recent Mormon stories featuring Simon Southerton and tearing a new eye socket into Rod Meldrum and anybody who has followed Rod Meldrum over the years? I did. I saw it yesterday, and I was yesterday years old when I learned from some very unkind comments that I was apparently raised a New Earth creationist. Born in the covenant to a fourth-generation Hawaiian mother and a white convert father, I was taught to believe that it was all literal. The creation, the flood, Moses parting the Red Sea, and the entire Book of Mormon and all of Holy Writ were literal. I was also taught to distrust the theory of evolution. I have to give kudos to Simon Southerton to not joining in the chorus of mockery, because if Mormon Stories is seeking to help people from my demographic, this was a very rude episode and very insulting to people raised as I was. And my daddy has a degree in chemistry and my mother an MA in education. I, for one, unlike Gerardo, never believed in the Mesoamerican theory. In college, I was a cataloger and I handled a lot of old codexes, reproductions of codexes, Mayan and Incan, and there is no way when you look at those materials that they had anything to do with the Book of Mormon. None. And so it was with some interest and great curiosity that I went with a friend, my neighbor from across the street who was Mormon, to a meeting where Rod Meldrum talked to an audience in Kalispell, Montana. He brought out the Decalogue stone, he produced the Bat stone, of course they were reproductions. And I was never told that these were already debunked years before. Yes, I heard about the X2 haplogroup, and I watched the documentary that they mocked. But for a person trying to affirm their beliefs to stay in the boat, Rod Meldrum was a lifebuoy. I was raised in the Midwest. I saw the arrowheads. I saw the mounds. I've been to Etowah Indian mounds. I've been to Chillicothe, Ohio. Rod Meldrum's arguments made sense. They evoked so much hope and faith that I even bought the book. And yes, I understand now that it's all BS. But for people like me, who were shocked to find out that utilitarian Mormons even existed, who was raised all in as a validity Mormon by validity Mormons, I give this episode a thumbs down, the only saving grace being Simon Southerton. John, you've got to do better with reaching people like me, because it's people like me who are hurting and leaving with nowhere to go. I'm just glad I found you in an episode when you weren't being such an asshole.